Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a beer courtesy of Firestone Walker. This is from their Brewmasters Collective, the second installation that I got sent. And this is Have a Cigar. So this is an Imperial Stout aged in bourbon and rye barrels on Amburana staves with Madagascar vanilla beans. Number one. So I guess first time they've ever produced this. Yeah, that's interesting. So wait. Blended barrel with vanilla beans. So I'm using the cool good old. You guys can't see that. Yeah, it's black on black on black, but it's like the Brewmasters Collective like membership card that you can use for a discount, and then it's a bottle opener too. So that's really cool to fit in your wallet. So yeah, bourbon barrels and chocolate rye, and with on Amburana. You know what? How about this? Before we just start guessing what's in this, let's just get a little bit more information. So it's named after a Pink Floyd song, "Have a Cigar." Layered, blah blah blah. Bourbon character. Inspired by the complex character often found in cigars. Da 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 da. So Amburana, by the way, is like a South American, but I think Brazilian wood and really flavorful. Interesting tasting notes from that. And I actually haven't done too much Amburana for you guys, but it was definitely popular even 10 years ago. So Amburana and vanilla offer a soft spice character, the rye barrel, blah blah blah. Yeah. So yeah, what was it? Chocolate rye whiskey barrel. What's chocolate rye whiskey, bro? I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna try. I try to get a little bit more information for you, but then sort of gave up. I'm just gonna review the beer for you and then dig into all their little secrets that they got going on. So, beer is really wonderfully, obviously, pitch black dark, wonderful tan head on that, beautiful carbonation. Yeah, I mean, how poor that's dark, right? Yeah, that's a nice dark brown to black color coming out of the bottle. Wonderful. Oh yeah, wow. So it smells quite vanilla forward. Just the first impression, I'm like, okay, yeah, whose barrel aged vanilla stout is this, right? That's just the initial impression. Nice complexity in there. I want to say I'm getting complexity from this whatever chocolate rye is, and the bourbon barrel. Yeah, there's a really nice kind of light dark fruitiness. I get a little bit of light grape action, but also a little bit of raisin. There you go, raisin. This whole thing. And then there's also this beautiful kind of Amburana, by the way. Is there's almost this wintry spice. Not only is it toasted marshmallows, so the char from the barrel and the roasted character of the malt offers a really nice kind of charred character that plays really well with the vanilla, so you get this kind of charred marshmallow kind of thing going on. But then also you get this graham cracker thing going on. There's a little bit of this kind of warming spice thing. There's a hint of cinnamon, nutmeggy, kind of complexity here. Yeah, it's honestly, I would have full blind guessed whose gingerbread vanilla barrel aged stout is this? That's really what I'm getting. Very gingerbready. Cheers. I have a hair too cold. Woo! How big is this guy? 12%? 12.1. So initially, it comes off quite smooth, creamy vanilla, but then there's a nice little spike of heat and alcohol that hits towards the mid to 2/3 of the palate. Very interesting, very interesting. So up front, there's just generic kind of, just like the nose, there's a spiced character to this beer. God bless the Amburana staves, because full blind, you would have caught me guessing that there's spices in this beer. I would have guessed some amount of cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg thing. There's just something in here that's spicy, or spiced, right? Along with that, definitely get a little bit of heat of barrel. It comes off at first it'd be a pastry thick boy, but then honestly, I will say it ends up drying out quite thin. Well, not literally. This beer's not a thin beer, but it ends up not being that sweet, luxurious. I mean, it is very sweet beer. I'm the fact that my lips are, trying hard to separate when I do that means there's a high finishing gravity to this beer, but it doesn't end up that creamy, sticky, cloying, or sometimes that lingering, lasting sweetness. It has more of this kind of sharpness. Boom, here's the barrel. This beer is going to end up drier than you expected. Mm-hmm. Beautiful barrel character, vanilla in there, nice heat from the wood. It's not the worst kind of bourbon barrel aged experience, right? It's a lot of times it can be very disjointed between the stout and the barrel. This one just shows more barrel. Like, it's integrated into the beer, but it shows like, hey, listen, like, whatever, barrels they chose, and then they have listed between the, 12-year Elijah Craig, 11-year-old Henry McKenna, 6-year-old Four Roses, chocolate rye whiskey barrels, and Amburana oak spirals. Those first few barrels just show like flavor. They show heat. They show bourbon. They show the char, the booze to it. Really adds a big complexity to the beer. But yeah, nice combination of the kind of like vanilla sweetness, a little bit of that kind of like warming spice thing. As I drink it more, it's not as obvious but like it still tastes like there's something. Like you full on want to guess like what kind of spices this? It had to be, full on. You just had to guess there's some kind of spice in there, and used in a very nuanced and almost an Belgian way where it's integrated into the beer. But no barrel. It's just Amburana. That's how special this Amburana is. It offers a really nice kind of spiced element to this beer. But yeah, otherwise, chocolatey, rich, just a delicious kind of like, you think it'd be a pastry-ish kind of stout with the spicing and the vanilla, but it's not really quite that, and has a nice kind of like stiff kind of barrel character underneath. You get all the beautiful like, chocolate, vanilla, espresso, beautiful barrel-aged beer tasting notes. Let's go with what they say. So they go, Amburana and Madagascar vanilla contribute aromatic lift to the soft spice character. Rye barrel, blah, blah, adds complexity across the cocoa and toasted wood notes. Complexity, So visual, tobacco leaf black, milk chocolate foam. Okay. Aroma, chocolate, cinnamon, graham crackers, cloves. Wow, we were. I promise you I did not read that. I try to like, avert my eyes from reading this and just like help you guys with some information, help myself with some information about the beer. But that was pretty close. I named a bunch of those tasting notes. And then on taste, they go dark chocolate, cinnamon latte, brown sugar, boozy. Jeez. You think, sometimes you just go like, well, there's a reason why you've tasted so many beers and, advances from blah, blah, blah. But like they pulled some of the words out of my mouth. Full body, smooth with sharp finish. Sharp finish. Jesus, come on, man. I want to find out who's writing these tasting notes, because sometimes I'm like, oh man, I can do a better job. These are fantastic because they're my tasting notes. I thought I picked out these flavors in the beer, and you did too. So whoever you are, shout out to you, bro. Have a cigar, whoever this guy is. I like you. We're tasting the similar things. So there you go. It's really fun when that happens. It's super flattering. Like when you full blind, like you're like, oh, I think what I taste, and then boom, look at all these tasting notes. Honestly, these tasting notes are spot on, so that's awesome. This beer is fantastic, and this beer is actually way better now. Just knowing the fact that like whoever's in charge of Firestone Walker's tasting notes, wrote down a lot of things that I would have written down, or I just gave you guys. So, nice stuff, man. Not overly sweet, a little bit sharp on the booze, but I like that it's like mature. I mean, I'm not a cigar smoker. I don't know what about this beer really. I mean, yeah. If you probably appreciate the tasting notes of cigars better than me, then little nuanced flavors that this beer might have. But to me, it's just really nice, kind of like boozy, sweet, slightly spiced, barrel-aged stout. And it has, again, maturity to it, where it's just like, all right, not everything's going to be super sweet. It has a little sharpness to it. It shows a little bit of barrel. It's like, boom, like you're going to taste a little bit of that. And I love the complexity Amburana adds. Without the actual use of spicing. Fantastic. That's a solid 98 minus. Until next time, guys. Cheers.